It's Ghost Rider versus Lobo. Um, Lobo's OP, but Ghost Rider's way more OP than people think he is. I'm pretty sure he's gonna win this. Uh, I guess let's see, who's gonna win this heavy metal fight. There we go.
Whether it be justice, vengeance, or the thrill of the kill, bounty hunting isn't for the faint of heart.
Especially when your usual targets are superheroes.
The Ghost Rider, Marvel's relentless spirit of vengeance.
And Lobo, the space-hogging main man of DC Comics. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Even at a young age, Johnny Blaze lived life on the edge. Son to the accomplished cyclist Barton Blaze, he was sadly witness to his father's death in a stunt gone wrong.
But he got adopted by another stuntman, Crash Crash Simpson. It's no surprise that Johnny became...
Real name Jonathan Blaze, 6'2", 220 pounds, is a former stunt cyclist, fan of David Bowie. Bound with Zarathos, the spirit of vengeance, hates dead devil because he wants the name, and famously portrayed by Nicolas frickin' Cage.
a stunt performer himself until Crash's wife died in a stunt gone wrong.
Only now apparently aware that motorcycles can be dangerous, Johnny swore to never perform again.
And then Crash got cancer. Damn, even I don't have parent issues this bad.
Completely devastated, Johnny refused to let Crash die. Willing to risk it all, he turned to the one person who could fix everything.
Everyone's favorite problem solver, Satan!
Hail Satan!
This was Mephistopheles, one of the many lords of hell who happened to have a special interest in Johnny's family line. To save Crash's life, he cut a deal with the devil, curing the cancer at the cost of selling his soul. The deal succeeded, and Crash was healed, but then he died in, well, a stunt gone wrong.
I mean, he's a stuntman whose name is Crash. Should have seen it coming. And after all that, Johnny got stuck with being Mephisto's bitch for eternity.
Mephisto even sandwiched him together with a demonic spirit of vengeance named Zarathos.
Zarathos, ask your doctor if it's right for you, or your exorcist.
Long ago, Zarathos...
Ask your doctor if it's right for you, or your exorcist.
Side effects include fits of rage, acne, bleeding, baldness, blindness, whooping cough, hallucinations, coma, and trouble swallowing.
Long ago, Zarathos was a powerful demon who threatened Mephisto's realm. Eventually, Mephisto defeated him, forcing him into eternal servitude.
And with their power combined, Johnny and Zarathos roamed the world, punishing the wicked as the embodiment of a death metal album cover, The Ghost Rider.
Hell yeah.
Ah! Oh god, that's terrifying!
Well, sure, his visage instills fear unto many.
What? No, Ghost Rider looks awesome! I'm talking about Nick Cage.
Fair.
Agreed. Anyway, as the Ghost Rider, he became one of the universe's greatest threats. He has superhuman strength and speed, and his skeletal body can regenerate from practically any amount of damage.
And if
Daniel Ketch, another Ghost Rider, has regenerated his entire body from nothing but hellfire, proving complete immunity from physical damage.
Blaze's last name wasn't obvious enough. He can shoot fire. Oh, but not just any fire.
Hellfire.
The best kind of fire.
The kind that's infused with magic that burns not just your flesh, but bypasses conventional defenses to attack your very soul. He can throw fireballs, raise water.
Superhuman physique, hellfire, mystic chains, demonic magic, regenerative healing, sin and soul manipulation, penance stare, and the hell cycle.
Balls of flame rain fire from the sky and even conjure weapons and objects out of thin air, such as a demonic shotgun and an infinite stream of chains.
And his badass ride, the hell cycle. This baby can look however Johnny wants, but he usually summons it as a panhead chopper. It can respond to Johnny's thoughts, scale walls, and even outrace Thor's hammer Mjolnir.
The same hammer that crossed a galaxy and back in a single minute.
You know, I lit my chopper on fire once.
I didn't know you had a motorcycle.
Well, yeah, until the fire.
Makes sense.
Rest in peace, Roadhog. At least you went out in a blaze of glory, like Bon Jovi said.
But while his hellfire and chains are vicious weapons in their own right, they're often used to ensnare the Ghost Rider's victims as he goes in for a truly diabolical kill. Or should I say, a penance.
The penance stare is basically Hell's timeout corner of pain. Ghost Rider isn't angry, he's just disappointed, and he wants you to think about what you've done, and it to hurt. A lot.
Under the penance stare, the Ghost Rider forces you to relive all the pain and misery you've inflicted on others throughout your entire life. No indiscretion, no matter how minor, is safe from the Ghost Rider's gaze.
So that time I put ground laxatives in my 4th grade math teacher's coffee and gave her the shits, does that mean the stare would give my soul the shits too?
Not literally, but you would experience the anger, humiliation, and the butt cramps.
So basically eternal damnation, got it.
But should your sins be so numerous and terrible, the penance stare could even obliterate your soul, leaving you an empty husk.
The stare doesn't work on everybody though.
The penance stare's success ultimately relies upon the Ghost Rider's own judgment. It has also been used for other purposes. For example, Deadpool has survived, in quotation marks, because Ghost Rider only used the stare to show him to rethink his life choices.
So, you might survive if you're blind, don't have a soul, draw power from pain, or if you're a weirdo like Thanos who gets off on that shit. Still, Ghost Rider's grab bag of hell powers let him tear up some of the biggest assholes in the world, and even some of the good guys like Hulk, Thor, and Doctor Strange.
He's quick enough to dodge bullets or
Blew up a mountaintop, outspread Mjolnir, dodged an enchanted sniper bullet, survived battling the World War Hulk, can cast Hellfire Nova, used the penance stare on a whole city at once, has defeated Mephisto, Doctor Strange, and the Hulk.
even outright catch them in his teeth. He's powerful enough to create massive eruptions, blow up mountains, and even tear down a skyscraper. The average skyscraper weighs over 200,000 tons. That's the same weight as 1,100 blue whales.
Or one ex-wife. I'm gonna write that on her next alimony check.
And given his hellish heritage, he's rather difficult to kill.
Bullets, poison, fire, he's survived it all. Even a beatdown from World War Hulk just got him even more pissed and extra flamey.
Not just that. Remember Zarathos? Johnny Blaze isn't simply a host for the demon, but a limiter for his full power. Throughout his life as the writer, Johnny has constantly battled Zarathos in the mind, barely holding on to some semblance of sanity. Should his will to resist the demon falter, Zarathos can take full control, and all hell breaks loose. Not literally, but pretty close.
Oh, and plot twist, Zarathos was never actually a demon at all, but an angel of justice. Fire skull head and everything. When he's unleashed, he becomes so powerful, even Doctor Strange wets his robes. And this is the guy who pops supernovas like Pez.
While Zarathos was bonded to another host, they even managed to defeat Mephisto.
The new host, Aladra, required Adam's help in unlocking her full power against Mephisto. This did not amplify or increase said power, but merely draw it out. Therefore, this... Jesus, sorry. Alright. Oh, that's better. Okay. The new host, Alexandra, required Adam's help in unlocking her full power against Mephisto. This did not amplify or increase said power, merely drawed out what she had already suppressed. Therefore, this level of power is accessible to all Ghost Riders. Alright.
Mephisto in his own realm. For reference, Mephisto once battled Galactus, devourer of worlds. Stars detonated, galaxies trembled, and the entire universe was at risk, simply as a byproduct of their battle.
And if Zarathos wasn't terrifying enough, he likes to eat souls.
Of course, the Ghost Rider isn't invincible. Johnny is technically vulnerable as an ordinary human being. Even while transformed, the Rider can be killed via holy weaponry.
But Johnny's doing alright, sitting pretty on Mephisto's throne. I guess things worked out okay for him, even if he's not too keen on being the devil's bounty hunter.
So let this be a warning. Should you ever hear the rumble of a motorcycle in the distance and the glow of an ethereal flame on the horizon, count your sins, because the Ghost Rider is coming. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Because he sure as hell won't.
Mercy.
Let's turn the clocks back to a distant era of sin and debauchery.
The 1990s.
Inspired by the
shit.
financial success of Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns, comic writers started churning out grim and gritty superheroes by the dozen, like Cable, Azrael, and Overkill.
Yeah, they were badass looking at first, but I mean,
Yeah.
what's even happening here?
Like,
It got
bro,
so absurd.
no.
At first, but I mean, what's even?
We cannot just go past this. Like, for real, what the fuck is this? Like, this doesn't look like a fucking buff superhero. This looks like a fucking fat guy put on like one of those fake muscle costumes. And it's like, oh, I'm buff as fuck, man. Like, this is just ridiculous. Oh, man.
Happening here?
It got so absurd that someone needed to knock these roided out monstrosities down a peg.
The world needed a hero. No,
A parody.
Enter the planet Zarnia, once the brightest beacon of peace and happiness in the universe, until its inhabitants were annihilated by a biological catastrophe, leaving only one survivor. The last son of Zarnia, Lobo.
Lobo.
The one that killed all the rest.
His real name is unpronounceable. 6'4", 305 pounds. Is a bounty hunter, also known as the main man. His favorite word is bastich. The Archbishop of the First Celestial Church of the Triple Fish God. What the fuck? Likes dolphins a lot. I don't want clarification on that. I don't. I'm good, bro.
Rest of them.
Let's
A
move
guy
forward.
whose name literally translates in Sarnian to "He who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it."
Bro, that is the most metal name ever.
What? Awesome! Why wasn't I named that?
Lobo is so unimaginably evil that his birth caused the midwife who delivered him to go insane. The first Zarnian to do so in 10,000 years.
Some even think that Zarnia was so perfect and good.
Well, Lobo first appeared in 1983. He was later completely scrapped and rewritten to the character we all know to parody the trends of the 90s.
The universe made Lobo to balance things out. Hey, didn't you say the same thing about me when we first met, Wiz?
That I did. Simply put, Lobo was unique and desired to be even more so. Thus, he ensured he was the only Zarnian alive in the universe.
I fragged the rest of the planet for my high school science project. Gave myself an A.
Yeah, he's definitely insanely awesome.
Lobo left the desecrated corpse of his former home to become a bounty hunter.
To top it all off, his insanity wasn't helped by the micro radio implanted in his brain that constantly played heavy metal. Who put that there? Did he put that there? Why?
Probably because it's the only profession that legally allows him to murder.
Don't worry, he'll murder you illegally too. Lobo doesn't discriminate. He even has a special gender-neutral insult in the name of my next motorcycle. Bastard.
My fight! Dragon bastard!
Anyway, Lobo's bagged some pretty crazy bounties across the universe, including Santa Claus, two near-omnipotent dwarf gods, and even things that don't exist, apparently.
And Lobo's Zarnian physiology is just as absurd to match. He possesses godlike strength, speed, and invulnerability, so much so that he can tear through hordes of superheroes like nothing. Should he somehow suffer damage, he also has an impressive healing factor.
He's like if Superman and Deadpool had a baby, which is a lot more terrifying when I say it out loud.
Yeah, bro, what the fuck? I can't even imagine. Yet I feel like it would be exactly Lobo somehow.
Did somebody say Deadpool?
Ah,
Go
shit.
way up! There. He's gone.
Are you sure?
Wow, I didn't think you had it in you.
Oh, honey, that's not true. Haven't you heard? No one's ever really gone. See you later!
I swear to God I'll kill him someday.
How?
So, you had the replacement plan on that TV, right?
Shit.
Back on topic, Lobo can regenerate from a single drop of blood, and each one he sheds will actually grow into a completely
What the fuck? This self-cloning via blood ability was later removed by Vril Dox. However, it is an ability that does naturally belong to Lobo. In following Death Battle Rule number 3, this power is included in this analysis. Yeah, because they gotta pick him at their prime. And I mean, technically, this is him at his strongest.
new Lobo. No, I'm not making that up.
No wonder there wasn't any war on Zarnia. Nobody can kill these friggin' bestitches.
It helps that he's also a super genius who knows well over 17,000 languages. He can perform complex physics equations in his head quickly enough to catch the Flash, and can build planet-destroying weaponry out of garbage in his head quickly enough to catch the Flash.
Did he just kill the Flash? Like, that's through his head. Is that him dead? Is there a story where Lobo killed the DC universe? Comment down below, because if there is, I will so read that shit.
And can build planet-destroying weaponry out of garbage.
His brain is no joke. He can resist mind control because he's too ornery, and he's got so much willpower he can literally walk through Green Lantern constructs. You know, those things powered by willpower.
And befitting his occupation, Lobo is a master sharpshooter, tracker, and can, by his own admission, deduce the weak points in any opponent.
Like how my shotgun leg jams if booze gets in it.
I would have gone with your crippling alcoholism, but sure, that too. Lobo may be a powerhouse on his own.
Superhuman physique, regenerative healing, biofission, split blood becomes a new Lobo. Chained hook, multiple firearms, his space hog, custom spaz frag 666, built-in machine guns, and responds to Lobo's whistle.
But he also comes equipped with guns, knives, swords, grenades, and a bomb that he sent back in time which accidentally killed the dinosaurs.
Oh shit.
His favorite is his enormous hooked chain. But when his
He technically does possess a Red Lantern ring, but there is no evidence that he has ever used it in a fight, and it cannot be extraneously assumed that he is capable of even wielding it.
job takes him across the universe, he hops on his Space Hog, a customized Spaz Frag 666, which has automatic machine guns, responds to his whistle, can fly fast enough to escape black holes, and blasts Born to be Wild. Wait. How can he sing in the vacuum of space?
Oh,
That's
that's
what
where
you're
you're drawing the
questioning?
line? Not the time he, say, pulled the alien entity Solaris out of the sky, which is as heavy as a star, despite lacking leverage?
I like how he
What the I possess stellar mass. You lack leverage. This is illogical. I don't do logical, bro. What the fuck? Dude is insane, and yet I hold by my fucking vote. I think Ghost Rider's still gonna beat him.
even admits that didn't make any sense.
Using a small to medium-sized star like our own sun as a reference, Solaris should weigh nearly 2 octillion tons, over 300,000 times heavier than Earth.
So, pretty tough to bench press. But how about the time he was fighting some rabbits and then he got so face-meltingly angry that he just straight up ate a city all at once? Disclaimer, don't eat away your
what?
feelings. It's not healthy. Drink them away instead.
Don't
No.
do that. But that is trillions of tons of steel and rubble condensed into a sphere smaller than the palm of his hand. By my calculations, that compressed ball should be over 20 times denser than a neutron star.
Oh,
Damn.
God, imagine that coming out.
This
Oh, God.
unimaginable strength lets him brawl with the likes of Superman. But that's barely scratching the surface.
Name anybody in DC Comics, and it's likely Lobo's kicked their ass. He can even punch ghosts. Sounds like the only thing that can kill this guy is an act of God.
Not even that. After rampaging through heaven and hell, tearing through armies of angels, demons, and what have you, Lobo's bloodlust on a literally biblical scale got him banned from the afterlife. As in, death
Jeez.
was told that Lobo's soul was not to be collected.
So he
Whoa.
just can't die?
Told that Lobo's soul
Hold on. Whoa. What?
scale got him banned.
You geezers were, bro, cut off her fucking hands. Like, punched out this dude's eye? Oh my, what the
And from the afterlife. As in, death was
From the desk of Derek Dude, Supervisor. Memo for your eyes only. Regarding Lobo, aka the main man. CC to all level 1 gods, goddesses, devils, and death. Oh shit. Under no conditions is the individual known as Lobo to be collected. His file has hereby been categorized as untouchable pursuant to Clause 27-C, Paragraph 7 oh shit, of the Immortality Brief of 12 BC. Thank you for your kind cooperation in this manner, bro.
told that Lobo's soul was not to be collected.
So he just can't die now?
Not in the traditional sense. He's had his head disintegrated.
Is banned from both heaven and hell. Once beat Supergirl in an arm wrestling contest, pulled down Solaris against all possible logic, devoured an entire city at once, wiped out the dinosaurs, survived battling the Mask. Oh shit, bro. For those of you who have read the Mask comics, you know how crazy that shit is. Allegedly assassinated Santa Claus, defeated Superman, Guy Gardner, and the
Been
Flash.
reduced to a skeleton, even been turned into a spirit that just kept on fighting until he got his body back.
The only thing that has ever really held the big lug back is his weirdly consistent integrity. Namely, he'll always keep his word no matter what. Seems pretty weird for a cosmic madman, but he also loves dolphins and will literally go to hell and back to protect them, so who even knows anymore?
Um,
He's not without his
what the
failures,
fuck, man?
his greatest of which was perhaps something entirely out of his control. His reboot.
Oh,
What
damn.
the hell is that scrawny emo
The main man. Keep telling yourself that, bone licker. What the fuck? Say it enough, you might even believe it, but make it quick. You've got about 6 seconds to convince yourself. After that, make no mistake, there's only one Lobo. Yeah, you're right. It's not you, you fucking weird motherfucker.
Edward Cullen-ass looking dork?
That's New 52 Lobo, a serious, tortured, modern interpretation. Everything that Lobo was meant to be a parody of.
Thankfully, someone at DC developed a sense.
The green light of will and the yellow light of fear, they are aiding each other. Trust me, better to leave him on the shelf. This is some messed up, something going on. Yeah, that's about right.
Of irony and literally shelved this loser.
The real Lobo returned better than ever and got back to doing what he does best.
Kicking ass across the universe. He's not just some two-bit alien villain. He's the main man, and the whole universe knows it.
See, someone's paid me a heap of cash for your carcass, and the main man always delivers.
So I don't know, he can't like die or whatever in the traditional sense, right? But Ghost Rider can eat souls and stuff, right? It said death couldn't touch his soul. It never said anything about someone eating his soul or someone else claiming his soul.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, rev up your engines for this.
Blue Apron ad, blah 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 blah. And here we go. Heavy metal death battle, yo.
What the frag?
Lobo of Zarnia, your sins are innumerable. I am here to...
Dick. Fucking ads, man.
nasty! I'm gonna skull frack ya!
You're gonna die trying, Lobo. Oh.
You're one ugly freak.
Look into my
That's fair.
eyes. Your soul will burn in hell.
Damn.
Is that a fact now?
Oh shit.
Bottoms up!
Bro.
It's done. About time.
Not yet, scuzzball! You will all die screaming! Eat this, you bastards!
Oh. That's not a holy weapon, right?
Holy fraggaroli. I definitely ain't picking up that bounty now.
Yeah.
Your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul.
Damn. Got his ass.
KO!
Damn, that was toasty. Wonder what Ghost Lobo tastes like.
Being so absurdly powerful, Lobo definitely held a massive physical advantage against the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that was obvious. Skullhead took down a skyscraper while Lobo dragged around a frickin' sun. But Ghost Rider survived some pretty incredible things. Almost as incredible as these new shirts from store.roosterteeth.com. Ah!
Time and place, Boomstick.
Yeah, what
Ah,
the
come
fuck,
on, we
man?
gotta eat.
Even World War Hulk couldn't finish him off, and Lobo didn't typically carry any holy weapons, which meant he really did not have a good way of killing the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, but who needs holy weapons when you're strong enough to crush a whole city? Couldn't he just overpower Johnny?
A good question. However, do you recall how powerful Zarathos was? Zarathos was an equal threat to Mephisto, whose battles tore apart the universe.
Doctor Strange, a being of universal power, was utterly terrified by Zarathos' true might, making this scaling supported and consistent.
Once the Ghost Rider released his true power, Lobo's physical advantages hardly mattered anymore.
But hey, the main man was super smart and probably could have figured out Johnny's weaknesses. But how is he gonna escape to find a holy weapon somewhere when the Hell Cycle outraced Mjolnir?
Which once crossed the Milky Way and back in under a minute, a feat more than 100 billion times faster than
Based on feats, Lobo's own combat speed was greater than the Ghost Rider's. However, greater speed alone was not enough to survive Zarathos.
light, more than capable of keeping up with the Space Hog.
They were both as unkillable as you can get. But since Lobo was banned from the afterlife, how could he ever lose?
This is where the fine print matters. Death was banned from reaping Lobo's soul, but that doesn't mean the soul itself could not be destroyed. This is where our research surprised us.
It has been said that the only being capable of truly killing a Ghost Rider is the one true God, further supporting said resistance to anything but outright holy damage. Damn, sorry, Lobo just didn't have a way to win regardless. Sucks to suck, I guess. I was rooting for Ghost Rider anyways.
The most. It turns out the Ghost Rider had 3 different methods of specifically targeting Lobo's soul.
His hellfire could hurt the soul directly, and since it ignores normal defenses, Lobo couldn't really stop it.
With trillions of murders on Lobo's hands, the Penance Stare could wield
The Punisher has famously survived the Penance Stare due to having no regrets for his actions. This is inconsistent with its power and is more likely that the Ghost Rider just decided to let him live. The Penance Stare has even worked on the Punisher in a different story.
Extraordinary power against him, and while Lobo had a high pain tolerance, he did not enjoy fatalistic agony and unending torture so much that he'd survive all of that at once.
Even if he did, Zarathos could just gobble up his soul for a quick snack. The end. Easy as that.
Lobo was undeniably a difficult opponent to take on, but the Ghost Rider's cosmic might, unholy invulnerability, and soul-rending powers gave him the perfect tools to take out the main man.
That poor bastard didn't stand a ghost of a chance. Sorry, I knew that was a low blow.
The winner is Ghost Rider.
Hell yeah.